All right, and we are recording. Hey, it is episode 56 of the Zenspath 4-Button Podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Powers, and joining me once again is Caleb.
Hi.
And Amon.
Hey, how's it going?
How you guys been?
I've been good. No complaints here.
Same old. You know how it is.
All right. Well, before we jump into that, I just want to remind people that I've actually had two other shows come out recently. I was a guest on the Jump and Shoot podcast, which you can find the host and creator of that show, Joey, at Podcast Jump on Twitter. So you can also look up Jump Shoot. That's two words, JUMP space SHOOT on YouTube to find the latest episode where we were talking about our games for 2021.
Cool.
And then we also did an extra quarter episode, which once again, it's our single topic kind of like side shoot or, side quest type podcast where I had special guest Sean the Orange Course, one of the co-founders and creators of Four Color Rebellion. And they also do the Famicom Dojo podcast, as well as their video series on YouTube. They've been doing it since before the Wii, we even knew what its controller was. So he joined me and we did a whole episode about the Wii U, which was great because, it's just fun to be able to talk about that. So take a look at those. Those are available now. But let's go and jump into what we've been playing or what we've been doing. And Caleb, you want to start us off?
Sure. The only real thing I've been trying to play, because I have been told that my backlog is so huge that I shouldn't. Anyway, I'm going to try to fill the backlog in, but I've been playing through Pokemon Shining Pearl.
Mm-hmm.
It's everything like I remembered. It's pretty fun.
Shiny, pearly.
Yeah. I totally forgot how much content Gen 4 actually had in it. Just like, I'm like, wow, it's taken me a while to get from one place to, there's so many trainers to fight. Goodness, so many.
Yeah.
Every couple feet.
And then, like, you got the whole underground thing, which has been greatly expanded upon in this version with, like, secret bases and everything. And there's a lot to do. And I'm trying to, like, all right, I got to beat this. I cannot get sidetracked, even though I literally spent an hour to 30 minutes or whatever trying to catch a fee bass. But and trying to catch a female Combi so I can get a Vespa Queen. I was grinding for that.
But you did it.
I did it. Finally got
it.
one. I just wanted one.
Get that one. I needed it.
Game freezes. Watch you get a shiny, watch you get a Combi, or a female Combi, and then you find like a shiny legendary or something. Something that causes you to like redo your game or something. I don't know.
Funny story, actually. Apparently, I encountered the Pokérus virus somewhere. I don't know how. I'm like, oh, that's pretty rare. All right, cool. Nothing good will ever happen in this run. And I was only sort of right because somehow, some way, I ran into a shiny, but it was a barrel, and I hate everything.
Hey, but it's like, shiny.
It's a shiny barrel. Like, but no, I don't want a shiny barrel.
Don't be judgmental. Love them all. I love all shinies equally. Come on.
Not really. I mean, yeah, I guess. I
was just like, you gotta be kidding me.
My friend actually got a shiny Turtwig, like first initiation. Like first game, booted up. He had the 3 starters. And the funny part is he hates grass. He never uses grass. He's part of the grass is the weakest type cult, the weirdos.
Right.
But he got a shiny Turtwig. So of course, you're gonna take that shiny starter. So now he's like been using it, and now he has a Torterra. He's like, man, don't ever tell me Torterra was so dope. I'm like, see, I tried to tell you. You also missed out on Ivysaur. You missed out on Meganium. You didn't really miss out on Lord, what was that one?
It depends. Like the snake one?
No, the one with like Blaziken. Oh, no, yeah, they did miss out on Skeptile too. But the snake one was trash. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really the only trash grass starter now that I think about it.
Torterra is great.
Torterra's
honestly,
Frenzy Plant slaps,
it's
bruh.
a tank. It can learn Curse, which boosts its attack and defense, like lower speed. But
Frenzy Plant.
yeah, Frenzy Plant,
Yeah.
Earthquake, like all
Frenzy Plant again,
Torterra hit.
with Frenzy Plant.
Woodhammer.
Yeah.
Woodhammer wrecks things.
Headbutt.
120 base power.
Headbutt, tackle.
No, we don't talk about those.
People play, but have you ever taught a 100 level Pokemon tackle? It never misses, bruh. It never misses.
I just wish that when Whaler knew tackle, it would actually crush the opposing Pokemon. That's the only thing I wish.
You're hitting them with a whale. Yeah.
Whaler, use tackle.
I just love when it's like, it missed. How? Like, how? Like, which way did you run? There was nowhere to go. Like,
I
you're
evaporated.
done. Yeah, it's just goodbye.
Ghost type.
Oh, Lord. So, Amon, you want to go ahead and we'll go to you next and let us know what you've been doing?
Yeah. So I've been playing Halo. I saw that the recent thing that came out as of today is the new colorways for the event. It's like a winter one where it's like pink and light blue. It looks really dope. I'm gonna try and get that one.
Apparently, you have to spend a lot of time doing it, which is part of my problem with Halo. But go ahead.
I think it's only like 10 out of it's last 14 days. You have to play 10 out of those 14 days. So I'm gonna start today, hopefully.
That's not bad.
So I think it goes PST time, so Pacific time. So got about 2 hours more than we have over here on Central. So I've been playing that. They fixed a lot of things with it, which I'm so thankful for. Now you can pick which challenge you want to go into. Ranks different. I'm like, thank you, Halo, for listening to Community 343. You're a real one.
Can I play multiplayer?
Wait, you still can't?
Yes.
No. Even the when I went on the forum, the game people are like, we can't help you at this time. I'm like, why? Just let me talk to a person, please.
Just because you need a new computer, bro. That's what
I don't need a new computer to play Stick Halo. You know what? If I need a new computer to play Halo, it's not worth it.
Get an Xbox.
It is worth it.
Get Xbox. But it is. He ain't lying. Cam can get you one. Money. You got some at Best Buy.
I got no money.
But anyway. It's okay. And then I've been playing Mega Man X Collection. I got that as a Christmas present. So been playing that on PS4. Don't ask how, don't ask questions. So that is what I've been doing. I love Mega Man. It's one of my favorite video game series. Probably like number 5 or number 6, I would say. I've played almost every Mega Man. The only ones I haven't are probably ones that I haven't gotten around to or that I still have my hands on. But really just those. And then waiting for all the stuff that's coming out next year because that's where most of my time will go.
All right. So I'll go ahead and go next for what I've been playing around. Well, I have actually been able to enjoy and play in Halo. Yeah, Halo Infinite specifically.
Yeah, it must be nice.
Yeah, on playing it on my Series X and a Series S that Remy got me, which has been nice. And we actually got into a group. We had like 7 people together last night doing big team battle and some other modes. The servers kept freaking out. So eventually we ended to end the night, but hopefully that'll get better. But it was just super confusing trying to keep up with everybody. Like it was going nuts. My kill death was not pretty. I died a lot. A lot more than I killed. So much more.
Always. Same.
The other game we've been playing a lot of is Forza Horizon 5. I'm still playing that a lot. Remy's been joining me with that. My friend Josh Pfeiffer, he joined in. And that's another one we've been getting groups together and just kind of racing around doing events. That game is still just ridiculously good looking. I did finally get a DeLorean, though. I've been looking to get a DeLorean.
I forgot that I have that game with Game Pass or PC Pass. Sorry.
What happens when you reach 88 miles an hour?
You go backwards.
You either go slower to 87 or faster to 89. You can technically rewind time if you hit Y and you actually do the rewind. But you can do that at any speed on any car. But it's funnier in a DeLorean, I guess.
What were you saying about Game Pass, Mon? Sorry.
Oh, yeah, it's okay. I was saying that I also forgot that I had Forza Horizon 5 because I got Game Pass. So PC Game Pass, because you got to specify now. So I actually did get that, and I played like a good 12 minutes of it, and I was like, "Holy crap, this is freaking beautiful!"
You could
The
join us.
graphics, yeah, I might have to.
Yeah.
I'll probably take you up on that at some point over this weekend. But yeah, shout out to PC Game Pass, because that's actually, I got it for free right now, so of course I love it. We'll see how I feel when I have to pay for it.
It's only like what, $15 a month?
Yeah, I think so.
It's not
10, 15.
horrible. Like if you're
Yeah,
not really looking to buy games that much, that's a reasonable amount, I think.
yeah, true.
For those that are only listening and not watching, Caleb is fighting with a cat.
Yeah,
She chooses when she wants to be cuddly, and then I'm like, she just.
Hello, meow,
But-
love me now.
But she hates like being picked up and touched. But I'm like, I cannot pet you. And anyways, it's
That reminds me, what was that comic where it's like, pet me with your eyes?
yeah. It sounds like cats.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
no, come here, Look.
What, you don't
Yeah.
want her
Oh,
to
you
walk
get to
all
hear
over
the
your
cat.
computer?
That's our fourth guest of the episode, Orange Cat.
BB, say hi. Say hi, BB.
Now the cat goes quiet.
No, she's
All right.
not. Yep.
Yeah.
The last thing I've been playing recently, I mean, I played some other stuff, but I finally picked up Scott Pilgrim versus the World for Nintendo Switch. I had purchased from Limited Run Games the KO edition, which is like $150, comes with like all kinds of crazy amounts of stuff, but it still hasn't shipped. Like a year on, they're still waiting to try and get all the stuff to ship it out. But Best Buy had like a random sale where they had a physical copy and they were like, hey, for the next 2 hours, it's $10.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, well, I'm right here by Best Buy, so the heck with it. I'm going to go buy it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, no, for $10, of course.
Yeah.
So I went and
Cheap.
picked that up, and I've been playing that and trying to get the kids into it as well, because it's just a really good side-scrolling beat 'em up. Like, just so good.
And
I'm
Scott
still
Pilgrim.
surprised they came out with it again, or they released it.
Yeah, I thought the license would keep that pretty much dead forever, but the soundtrack is so good. All the music is done by an electronics group known as Anamanaguchi.
Yeah, I love Autobot Gucci.
So, yeah, and part of what I bought when I ordered that set comes with the soundtrack on CD and a cassette.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't even know what I'm going to play that on. I haven't had a cassette player in a long time. I know what a cassette is, but
Knowing you're just gonna build a cassette player somehow.
I am currently working on rebuilding a 1963 record player
There it
cabinet.
is.
So
Mhm.
that thing has vacuum tubes. I'm having to try and source. So yeah, I probably would try and build a tape deck. But what I will build next, though, is our news segment. We've talked long enough. Yeah, that was a horrible transition. But we're going to go with it.
Build a new transition.
Sorry, sir. Your podcast is going to need a new transition. The oil's bad. So first up, Nintendo recently held a Nintendo Indie Direct, where they are showing off their indie titles coming this year and next year or future from that point. I'm just going to go through a quick list of what they had in the dates. It wasn't a bad list, just nothing that really caught my attention right now. First up was Sea of Stars coming holiday 2022. After that was, I think it was Alicia, the Oblivion of the Twin Goddesses.
Yep.
Which is a console exclusive coming spring 2022. I did like the art style on some of these. This one did catch my attention, and I'm kind of excited for Locomotive coming out in summer 2022 because it's set up like an older LucasArts or Lucasfilms.
Oh yeah, that's the
yeah.
murder mystery one, right?
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And as you're playing it, you're trying to come up with your alibi, like prove, that you are not the killer in this whole thing. But it's like a point and click adventure, which I love those kinds of games. Next up was After Love EP, also coming summer 2022. This one seemed to be kind of a music related one. Once again, the art style was really nice, but I don't know if it'd be something I'm going to play. Dungeon Munchies, which this one seemed kind of weird. Like you,
It to
go
me
ahead.
looked like a little janky, but like in a good way. I don't know.
Well, I like a good gritty pixel game. I love to see those harsh pixel lines and actually see the detail of it. So I'm here for that all the time.
I
But
mean,
you, oh, go ahead.
to me, as someone who hasn't seen it, it sounds like a stoner's wet dream, probably. But I could be wrong.
Well, apparently you, I guess, defeat enemies and then cook them
Cook them. Yep.
in
I
order to
do
level
actually.
up and get abilities.
I do believe they actually made a Munchies joke during the Nintendo Direct. I was like, can they do that? Do they get away with that?
They can get away with it. It's like legal in a bunch of states. I'm sure they
Yeah.
can get away with it. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm just like, wow, okay, all right.
it's it's popular now, so of course they got to cater to it. But
yeah. But this game is currently available. That's one of the ones that dropped at during the show, so it's been out for a good couple of days now. I think it was late last week when this happened.
cool.
Next up was Figment 2 Creed Valley, coming February 2022, but there is a free demo available for it now. So if you're curious about this one, you can give it a try. Next up was Let's Play Oink Games.
Oh God.
The title needs work, but I guess it can be a fun game. It looked interesting enough. I don't know if I would ever play it, but yeah.
Yeah, this is a timed console exclusive also, which it's also currently available. Basically, Oink Games is the developer that made 3 different board games, and they have those games available in this. You can play the board games with people, I think online or offline, and they're going to be adding more to it later on. And they seem like kind of simpler board games, but that might actually work out well for what they're doing. So, I don't know. Board games are always fun.
True.
This next one was incredibly sad.
Oh yeah.
This one was called Endling Extinction is Forever, coming out spring 2022. And it's a really nice, like stunning art style. But it's really depressive because you play as the last fox and you have like 3 or 4 babies and you're trying to get them to a safe area and keep them alive, and you can lose them as you go along.
Yeah,
Either
when I noticed that, I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm not gonna. Nope.
this is
I'd
gonna
be
make
sad.
this is gonna make some people cry. There will be tears from this game, I think.
Me, I'm the people.
You the people,
Yes,
the teary people.
only because foxes are actually going like endangered, which is heartbreaking.
Well, that's what it is. It's basically this is the world if all the environmental stuff continues going. You know, Ubisoft keeps trying to push NFTs on everybody, and you know, this is what you're going to get. You know, the no fox territory. That's your NFTs. That's depressing. I just came up with that. I don't know. This, like I said, spring 2022. I think I might actually play this one. It looks really just kind of like a deep story. I'm just kind of curious how it's going to play out because a fox, obviously, you're not going to have speech, so it's going to have to be a lot of environmental storytelling, and it looked like they were doing a pretty good job with that during the trailer. So we'll see.
True.
Next up is another one. I'm actually a fan of this series. I've been playing these games since like they were on the 3DS, and I have them on the Wii U. And Ollie World, coming February 8th, 2022. It's skateboarding. It's just like really goofy, colorful skateboarding. That's always good.
It looked interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
skateboarding is like something that I used to be really passionate about. So I used to skate and shred it back in my day.
I did not
Tony
know
Hawk
that.
Pro Skate. Yeah, I used to before I had like my growth spurt, which I know isn't an excuse because there's tall skateboarders. Because Tony Hawk's like 6'2". But when I was like little, I was you couldn't tell me nothing. I had 12 different pairs of Vans and DCs and drank Monster Energy drinks as a 12-year-old, and I was like always cutting up something and my ankles hurt. But anyway, yeah, no, I will probably, possibly, maybe get this one.
It's a lot of
because
fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously, so it's not going to be like a Tony Hawk level, for
yeah, it just
detailed
looks
trick input
fun.
and all that. The series has been, so I'm excited for this one.
Yeah,
Next up, this is another one that I'm a fan of. It's River
I'm
City Girls
super
2.
excited about this. Super
Yeah,
excited about this.
this one's coming summer 2022. I played the first one, which was kind of based off a continuation of the old Kunio-kun games, like River City
Yeah,
Ransom. And I still feel this series has done a really good job of kind of bringing that back into people's focus. Um, Way Forward does absolutely fantastic games. I love their animation style and a lot of their design choices. I think Arc Software is who has control of the license now for the Kunio games.
yeah.
And they're actually bringing back like some of the Super Nintendo ones that are coming out, I believe, next year. Which these two girl characters, people think that they made this new for the series for River City Girls. Well, they're focusing on them in this, but they have been playable characters in Japan before.
Hmm.
They've been there. This is not just something new. They're just expanding characters that were already there.
You said the two new girls?
The two girls that are in the game, yeah, they were previously in earlier Kunio-kun games, which we're
Okay,
finally
yeah, yeah,
getting.
yeah.
The very first one, I believe, was Super Nintendo, or the Super Famicom. Sorry,
You
we're
good?
getting that next year brought over as well.
Yeah, I'm
So
excited about the new girls that we have in River Cities too. Silver haired girl and the girl in the purple hoodie. I had to word that very interestingly because I'm like, I don't want to say anything where someone gets mad, but
yeah, let's try and avoid that.
yeah, yeah.
So just look
But
up the
not,
girl in the purple hoodie.
yeah, they both
Um,
look amazing. I'm excited.
like I said, I'm a huge.
Marvion and
Uh-huh.
Proby are their names, and I'm pretty sure I butchered the first one.
Yeah, like I said, I'm a huge fan of the Way Forward art style. Like a lot of the stuff they did from like Shantae and
Yes,
a lot of games like that. They were the ones that did the DuckTales remaster. Like they're
yes.
really good at that animation style. So
And their story's good too. Like, can't sleep on that.
yeah, no, I love me some Way Forward. Uh, Next up, they kind of rush through a couple games. Some of these are out, some of them aren't. Parkasaurus, which I love the name, just Parkasaurus, coming spring 2022. In a world where we have Jurassic Park as a park simulator, I know the sequel hasn't been the best received. The first one was
Really?
really good.
Hmm.
John, my son, loved it. But the second one we haven't really gotten a hold of yet, and it's been kind of janky. I'm hoping they'll fix stuff before I buy it. But Parkasaurus looks like a kind of toned down, friendlier version of it. I might try and pick that up for him if he just wants to have some fun with it and relax and just mess with dinosaurs. I
It
think they
just
still
reminds
eat
me of
people, so
yeah, it just reminds me of like Zoo Tycoon when you typed in the cheat codes to get the dinosaurs and everything. Oh, I love that part. That was my
oh, you
favorite
could
part.
get. I forgot you could get dinosaurs in Zoo Tycoon.
You get dinosaurs, unicorns, Loch Ness monster, like Bigfoot, the Yeti. Um, I'm not sure if you can get chupacabras or not, but there's a lot in there.
Oh Lord. Next up was Don't Starve Together, coming spring 2022. Don't Starve is a game that's been out for a while. I believe this is like a cooperative version that's finally coming to the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So that has a really almost like a pencil drawn style to it. I get or hand drawn, kind of like not even pencil, like ink drawings for the way the art's done.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. I don't know. Um, Next up was Chicory, A Colorful Tale. This one's available now, and I have heard so many people recommend this game.
It looks crazy good. Like, it looks very original as well. I am very much a proponent for the painting style it looks like, and
Mm-hmm.
the little dog is adorable. So I'm always going to give it a shot when it has adorable dogs.
Yeah, I want to get this one. Like I said, they said don't sleep on it, just grab it, play it, enjoy it. Apparently, it's hugely popular on PC and coming over to the Switch. Like if you can get a stylus or use your finger, if you're playing on the screen, you can do a lot of really detailed stuff, and it still works well with the actual controllers. So
Hmm.
I wanted to see if like limited run games or super rare would be coming out with a physical copy, but I might just go ahead and buy it digitally and just save that for if the kids want to play it later. I kind of hope it comes out.
True.
So by all these people recommendation, don't sleep on it. Just give it a shot. So uh this one was really weird. Baby Storm. I don't know what's going on. It comes out January 21st, 2022.
Nah, Chief.
Yeah, I couldn't tell what was going on. There was a bunch of weird looking babies that were running around, and then they had people. I guess you could make your characters adults, and they're running around doing stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I've raised children. I don't need to deal with this anymore. I'm done with that. That's a
Yeah,
young man's game.
I had to go look at the trailer. I'm like, I don't remember. It just looks like the cooking game. What's the
Cooking
one?
Mama.
No, the one where you worked.
Oh crap. I keep wanting to say takeout, but that's not what it is. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
That's
it
what's
looks
killing
like
me.
yeah, it looks like that, but I think this is like versus each other instead of
I'll tell you what it looks like for me. It looks like a crappy version of Viva Pinata, but babies.
There was actually like some kind of petition or something like that to
Overcooked.
get Overcooked. There you go.
Sorry, go ahead.
I saw somebody trying to get a petition going to get Viva Pinata on Switch.
That'd be cool.
It wouldn't be the first time it's been on a Nintendo system, though. You can get Viva Pinata on the DS. They actually did that, and it was really good. So, yeah, I want Viva Pinata now. I still think if Rare and Microsoft worked at it, the Rare replay could be converted over to the Switch really well.
I would love that.
Okay.
Wholeheartedly love that.
Yeah,
But
I mean that is one of the best deals in gaming. It's like 30 games. They're not all great, but a majority of them are fantastic. And even new, I think it was only like $30. Like and now you can get a little bit cheaper. Like get that. It's so good.
I would only get it just for the remastered Banjo 1 and 2, and you can like link together and whatnot. I think that's hopefully what happens.
That version of Perfect Dark is probably the best way to play it. So, all right. Next up was a game called Grime, coming out in summer 2022. I didn't really know too much about this one.
Same.
Yeah. After that was Gerda, A Flame in Winter, also 2022.
Looked depressing. Didn't care about it.
It did look kind of sad.
I'm like, nope.
And then lastly, I'm not sure if this is Timely or Timely, if that's the way they're trying. Well, I'm wondering if they spell it like time and then lie, but it's one word, so maybe they're trying to make the phrase of timely. Nobody actually said the name, so I don't know.
Sounds like Nintendo.
Yeah, it was just the rapid fire thing at like the very end.
Yeah, that one's available now. There's a free demo available, so hopefully they'll say it. I don't know.
It looks interesting. Like so basically, from what I understand, is that you have the ability to foresee and rewind, so like manipulate time, like a media player. So you drag the timeline to rewind and undo your past mistakes, and to watch your future unfold of how that's going to play. I'm like, this looks super interesting, and like something I would. It's like I would put hours in this because I'm that person who prefers Octopath Traveler as the better Square game to Final Fantasy 14 online.
Octopath is great. And for those that are watching this over on YouTube, I wasn't shaking my head no at anything Amon was saying. I was watching as Caleb was typing in his statement, which we'll get to in just a moment, shaking my head no at him. So no offense to you at all, Amon. This was all aimed at Caleb.
Okay, yeah. Once again,
it was me.
Caleb was out here messing up by blessings.
Right. He's the one, he's trying to do it. Behind the Frame, The Finest Scenery, coming spring 2022. It's another... It's a curious looking game. It involves painting in some way. I wasn't quite clear on how the gameplay for this would be. I need to go back and watch the trailer again, but I'll take a look into it. But lastly, one more thing was a game called Omori, coming spring 2022. Now,
look depressing.
Yeah, it did look very depressing. Apparently, it's a very popular series, though, so I'm sure some people are going to enjoy this. But what Caleb was upset about is that there was no Silk Song, which there wasn't
We'll
going to
never
be
see
Silk
Silk
Song.
Song.
It's never been shown in anything other than an actual direct, not an indie. There was no expectation for that to be here. I
Well,
expected a
they're
Smash reveal before that, and that doesn't even happen anymore.
ever since the first trailer, there's always been like maybe they'll show off more Silk Song at every like
Oh
even the
yeah,
Game Awards. We were expecting it.
That's your fault.
Like I know, no, I know it's all the Silk Song fans' fault. We did this to ourselves. We
I'm
were believed that the hype was real and that Silk Song was an actual game coming out. It apparently just doesn't exist anymore. So I guess we'll just.
I mean, it's like the Nintendo fan base always blows my mind because they're their own worst enemy. They will
they
go out.
overhype.
They will go out and push a narrative that no one has even hinted at before. Like in the actual Nintendo verse, they will go out and push this narrative, and then they'll get mad when it doesn't happen. Like,
As a Metroid fan, I have no room to say anything on this one because I spent so many years doing that, and then it finally happened, and I was like, I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh,
What is
I mean,
my
it's-
life's purpose? You know, you
it's
just
the
slowly
same thing.
Hmm?
It's
What
the
am
same
I?
just
thing with
slowly
Sora
start.
too.
Oh,
Yeah, it's the same thing with Sora too. Like
yeah.
from the first DLC, they're like, "We want Sora." Ha, never happening. And then the last DLC, possibly ever, is Sora. So, like, I'm not
Shut up and leave
saying
me alone.
maybe it doesn't work, but like
Yeah, let's
just
Sakurai
stop
retire.
expecting Silk Song.
Please let the man retire.
We're even getting to open world Pokemon, so maybe I'm wrong because I'm like, I'm thinking about we're getting Pokemon Arceus in January, and I've been asking for that for
And
years.
that game looks
So
so good.
it does.
I'm actually excited for
But
it.
the
Me
graphics
too.
look like it was made in the N64 version. Look at the trees.
Shut up.
I would still play it if it looked like it was an actual N64 game. This looks way better as a man
Heck
who
yeah.
was there for the 64.
I would
So-
play the 64 version probably over this because I'd be hyped. I'm like, yeah, retro. I'm edgy.
They could put in some of that "Hey You Pikachu" as well. Just get the microphone.
Hopefully, Pikachu talks in this movie, or this game.
So,
That's canon
We'll
now.
see.
but between Silk Song and the one other game I really, really wanted, which was Sea of Stars, and it's
This is
like
not a
holiday
Silk Song
2022, and I'm like, y'all put this trailer out, y'all made me like think about this game, and now I gotta wait a whole nother year for it. Okay, y'all
Spring 2022 is
wrong.
like in
No,
3 months.
holiday.
Look here,
Which
youngie.
holiday?
You're,
Easter's a
next
holiday.
year. Next year's going to
Martin
come
Luther
faster
King?
than you want.
Saying Martin Luther King and a holiday strange?
Which one?
You saying Valentine's Day and a holiday?
Holiday season.
Lord,
I think you're
I see
holiday
what you're
bias.
doing, Amon.
He's holiday bias.
We met Halloween. You knew that.
Yeah,
There is no Christmas, only my birthday.
I feel that.
I literally do. So next up, this I was not feeling. This was kind of bad news to hear.
Mm.
You guys ever heard of a massive Chinese conglomerate called Tencent?
You mean our new overlords?
Yeah, they try and own everything. But
Like
now,
me?
You're telling
yeah.
me that number 45 was right about something?
Well, Tencent has purchased Turtle Rock Studios, the makers of Back for Blood and Left for Dead. So,
Quick side note.
yeah,
I thought Turtle Rock was a company that made the headphones, Turtle Beaches. I was
seriously.
like, this is why I don't see them anymore. And then I found out it was not. So I just wanted to add that.
Well, he's admitted that, so we're just gonna move on. Yeah. So this is made. I'm curious how this is gonna go. A lot of stuff Tencent gets involved in. I try not to play or try not to mess with because they kind of get their fingers into everything. So a lot of people are kind of concerned about how this is going to affect Back for Blood as a series now.
Well, microtransactions. Let's go. Yeah, Tencent. Woohoo.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Like microtransactions, what kind of things they're going to require, what's going to go from there. they just it was just not good news to see that. You're like, could anyone else have bought them? Like, I'd have been happier if like Sony or Microsoft even,
Anyone, literally anyone else.
Yeah.
Does anyone
Ubisoft.
else want this studio?
Blizzard
No,
stands up. Sit down.
no. You sit down. You're not
Yeah.
allowed to have
Blizzard,
it anymore.
Activision, you're on timeout. At this point,
But I want
McDonald's
it.
would have been a better purchase. We're just gonna give you,
Back for blood. You
you're
kill,
back for
go on a
blood. Now
killing
you're
spree.
back for fries.
Bye bye bye. I'm
Back
killing
for
it.
burgers. Can you survive the Big Mac wave of zombie horde?
You know what's
Go on
back?
the app
Back for
and get a free
McRibs.
gun.
The
Use our app
McRibs have
and
come
get
back from the
85
dead.
free ammo.
Back for blood. Still without ice cream. The machine's down.
Oh no! Oh no!
Back for blood
Oh.
and plaque for a blast. Wait, Blizzard? Nope. We're getting
Nope.
closer. McFlurry? There we go.
McFlurry.
McFlurries. There you go. I
Yeah.
was like, you're jumping around ice cream places here.
I had to
You're
go
making
the
me want
quality
ice cream.
first. Yeah.
I'm
Ooh.
going to Sonic
Oh,
after this now.
close. Oh, yeah. They are open. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I want a Butterfinger. Butterfinger Blizzard
Mm.
or Butterfinger Blast is like so good.
Yeah.
Anyways,
It
I
is.
get an Oreo one. Party at Sonic.
Sonic owes us for an advertisement right there because so many people are gonna be like, I want ice cream.
Mhm.
Let's go get ice cream. Stupid show made me get ice cream. All right, so Square Enix has suspended the sale and free trial for Final Fantasy XIV because of the popularity of the Endwalker expansion.
It
Like,
makes
what the crap?
sense, but also it doesn't make sense because why would you alienate? Like,
I just
Well-
find it's like buy our game. No, wait,
Oh,
no,
no.
hold off, don't buy
Well-
as much.
I
There's
remember why
there's
they
a-
did this. Okay.
Oh, I know why
know,
they did too. But go ahead.
Okay.
Amon,
Was it me?
go ahead.
Sorry. Okay. They only did this because their servers, they can't plug in any more servers. Their servers are like at max capacity. Like everybody came back from
Well, part
all
of the
time
problem
ever.
it's the chip shortage. They can't get new servers to expand them.
Ah.
Is that what you were going to say, Amon? I apologize.
Yes. No, that's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
said
I
Amon,
was
and
gonna
then
say-
Caleb started talking, and I was like,
Yeah, I was
I'm
like, yeah.
sorry.
He's like, I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm like, okay. I'm just gonna sit here and be stoic about it. But yeah, no, and even in the trial, if you queue, you're automatically queued. Like players have priority, so you would never get in anyway. So it was just kind of like a fruitless effort. So, and a lot of people I did hear converted over to just paying for the game full as well, since the hype of Endwalker.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to give it a try, and I found out, my brother who passed away recently, that he had actually bought Endwalker and already had it paid for and ready to go, but never got a chance to play it. But I don't know a way of getting into his account anymore, so I'll have to try and look into that. But I don't know. I was going to see about trying to give it a go just to find that stuff or connect with his friends on there, but obviously I can't right now because I can't make an account to get into it.
Yeah.
Because there is no more. Like that's just, it blows my mind though. Like I've never heard of an MMO going like, oh nope, we're too busy. We're just gonna stop all sales of it. Like that blows my mind. Like I don't remember World of Warcraft ever doing anything like that.
Well, this is the most popular MMO of all time, so it's probably by that logic the biggest. And I know a common friend we have, Juan, was an avid player of World of Warcraft, and he said when everything happened, with Blizzard and Activision, he himself and his group of friends and a bunch of other people were like, "Nah, we're not supporting you guys." And
That's
where are you going to jump
really
to?
good
Final
point.
Fantasy 14. So they all jumped on that too.
Oh.
So, and then the Diablo people who were mad that we were supposed to get Diablo 3, but they're like, nah, we lying. We're like, you know what? We can go play Final Fantasy 14 as well. So there was
You
just
guys
like
all have cell phones, right?
Yeah. I have a Samsung.
So yeah, I hadn't actually thought about that all those, that would be a fallout for all this stuff that Activision Blizzard's been doing.
Yeah.
Huh. So it's just a perfect storm and they just can't keep up with it.
I was going to
Pretty
get back
much.
in the WoW because I played up into Mists of Pandaria in my dark days.
I played it a lot too. Anybody else remember that, Star Trek Online's still there? We could play
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Hey, Star Wars just got a new update like a few days ago. Or
I
Knights
sort
of
of
the
forgot
Republic.
that was out. Okay.
Yeah. So,
Fantasy
Wow.
Star Online 2
boo. Sorry,
Hey, I
got
like Fantasy
the
Star.
new region or whatever.
me
So
too. And the new fighter a while ago, like 2 or 3 months ago.
yeah.
I could break out
Pugilist,
the
right?
Dreamcast and see if any of those the fan made servers are still there, and I'll just dial up into it.
Oh, I'm sure
Hmm.
they are. I'm sure they're still there.
So one thing that is not there, Final Fantasy VII Remake will be on PC for $70, but its ability to actually run decently is not going to be there because people
Sounds
are
about
saying
right.
it runs like trash.
I'm
Uh,
Well,
still gonna wait till they finish all their parts and everything, and just buy the super collection whenever that happens,
if
like
our
10 years
boy,
from now.
if our boy Jeremy the Guru can get us some PS5s, then I won't have to worry about being a dirty PC player. But
I'm waiting for it to come out on Xbox so I can play it on that. Like, where has that been? Like, they said it was coming, and then it's been holding off forever.
I almost got an Xbox the other day.
You should. We can play together. It's
I
great.
had my Best Buy credit card, and I kept waiting and waiting and trying PS5, and then it's like, nah, but we got an Xbox Series X. And I was like, you know what? I was like, nah, I'm not gonna play anything on here.
Remy got his Series X. He's been really enjoying it. So you should have
Cool,
done
cool.
it. Don't put it on credit though. Save up the money. Credit's bad.
True.
But
Yeah.
like the fact that like Final Fantasy VII Remake, after all this time they've spent on this, they're for PC, you have to get it through the Epic Store. Like it's exclusive to them.
Mm-hmm.
They announced it at $70 and then quietly took that price down because people got really mad. They're still selling it for that amount. They just tried not to have their name on the price attached to it at the time. But like I don't get like this why they're putting it out running this poorly. Like what is up with this recently? Like Grand Theft Auto has been completely botching when they're putting stuff out, for with Rockstar. Now you got Square Enix kind of doing a lazy port for PC.
I definitely want to chalk it up to they're just paying like third party developers to kind of port it over, and a lot of times they just can't make it work for some odd reason. I don't know.
They can afford some developers, man. They had to stop people
But
from
they
playing
want,
Final Fantasy 14. It's so popular. Like,
they want to do it on the cheap though. They want to maximize profit. So what do you
Not to
do?
mention Kingdom Hearts 3 brought in crazy amounts of money.
and like this Final Fantasy is, it's going to sell. Like, I'm not a big fan of Final Fantasy 7, but even I will look at this and go, it's going to make bank. Plus, to make it exclusive to Epic stores, Epic's been paying an ungodly amount of money for these different exclusives. It got brought up in that court case with Apple, how much money they've been putting into these things. So, Square got a big old piece of that pie to do that, to cut Steam out, to cut their own launcher out. But just like it's running, like one of the people that was doing the review, because at first I thought, like, are you guys just not running on a good system? Because this ran surprisingly well on a PS4 already. No, they're running like 3090s and getting massive frame drops when they turn the camera. Like it's just so poorly optimized, or if they even optimized it, it seems.
I don't think they did. I don't think they did.
But why, people? Why would you do this?
Because money. And we can fix it later. Release it now, fix it later.
Of course, money. Amon's doing the evil steeple fingers, just yes.
Evil mustache, yes.
So Square, get off your butt. Actually pay some developers to make this port good. I mean, if you're going to make Xbox players wait, at least get the other ones right while you're doing it.
Nah.
Hey, just recently, actually, speaking of broken things, they only just recently patched Sonic Colors, the Ultimate Edition, whatever, remaster.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they just released it like last week.
Is that for all systems, or is the...
Yes. It's for
everything.
everything.
So even the Switch version's working better now?
Supposedly.
I'll have to look into that. I haven't got that one yet, and I don't know which version to grab.
It
just feels like it should be a Switch game. Yeah.
It does, but like, I mean, I feel like Sonic is trying to get away from just being the Switch game, especially with this new one that we saw at the Game Awards. I see no way how that is going to run on a Switch.
Yeah, I agree. I don't see how that was the Sonic Frontiers. Did we even talk
Cloud
about that in
Yeah.
the last episode?
cloud computing, like
I don't know
Kingdom
if you
Hearts
guys did
3,
talk about Frontier,
because
but Frontier is definitely gonna listen. If I don't have a PS5 by the time Frontiers come out, I will buy Xbox X just to play Sonic. I do not care. Like that's
Well, if
that's
you
the
do
time
that,
limit
you can
they
go
have.
back and play some of the older ones better. Like I've been playing Sonic Generations. It'll run at 4K at 60 frames now,
You really got me messed up. I
and it
would,
looks so good.
Jeremy. You don't understand.
yeah,
So
Like
good.
I saw that was a big thing.
Yeah,
I have a such a love for Sonic that I literally bought my truck, and Strange can vouch for this because it's the closest vehicle I've ever seen to the color of Sonic the Hedgehog.
is that
So
why
True.
you drive that truck?
I love it in Toyota, but like it's one
Nice.
of the it was an investment. I was like, should I do it? And then I remember I was like, it do look like Sonic. I'm like, you right, Kai, to my inner monologue, and I was like, you know what? So I bought it. And did I buy a Switch just to play Sonic Mania? Yes.
That's totally worth it.
Did I buy PlayStation 2 back in the day just to play Sonic Riders? Yes. GameCube just for Sonic Heroes? Yes. So I will most likely, yeah, you know what? I'm just go ahead and do it. Next time I see it, I'm just go ahead and do it. Save myself some time.
Well, like I said, Sonic Generations and I think also Sonic Unleashed
Yes.
both will run on there now. Full 4K, lock 60. Like it looks good. Like really,
I want to
really
come over
good.
just so I can play Unleashed. At least the
I mean, it's
You guys
Unleashed.
should just come
do
over.
you?
Period. Like I miss you.
Yeah, like
I don't mind. I
Not
don't
for
mind the
Unleashed,
Werehog
like,
stages. Actually, the
you
Werehog
were
is okay. It's not great, but the day stages just make up the whole game for me. So
okay. Not to turn this into a complete Sonic podcast, but I do have a question because I have to know.
Uh-huh.
Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic Unleashed. Which one do you all think is better?
Anything that doesn't have shadow.
Unleashed is technically better than Shadow, only because Shadow I kind of count as like its own thing. I don't know. That's kind of a hard like as a Sonic game. Unleashed is more of a Sonic game in my mind, whereas Shadow is kind of like its own thing.
I think I broke them on.
I'm just everybody says that. I'm just like, did you guys not? I'm confused.
I have them. I have the
Like,
games. I'm just
have
not
both.
a big fan of them.
I
Look,
mean, I'm be
Come on,
honest.
trying to be gritty with a
sometime
gun.
next year, we are going to play through Shadow the Hedgehog, and you'll probably be like, "Oh,
I mean, no, they're both not the best. They're both kind of in my bottom tier of Sonic games. I'll be honest, but like, I feel like Shadow was better than Unleashed because, like, did you guys just play the villain path or did you play as the hero? The hero
no,
path
I've,
is
I've
trash.
completed all
Like,
the paths, all 12 playthroughs of it. Yes, I did it. I
I'm just
completed
saying.
it.
No, I'm just saying.
It
Anyway,
was-
anyway,
There is actually, we're talking about Sonic, so I want to continue this. We actually have one other thing we haven't talked about. That's the Sonic 2 trailer that was released also at the Game Awards.
hype balls. I was
It
so
looked
excited.
really good. It still trips me out that Idris Elba is the voice of Knuckles.
Perfect,
Like-
perfect casting. It's like they channel. It's like I don't know what. Paramount, I believe, is the studio who's producing this.
I think so.
Yeah, it's
Maybe.
like Paramount like went and channeled their inner Marvel casting because they got that they were able to get the original voice actor back for Tails. I was like, thank God, I love her. And then I believe the original voice actor for Knuckles has passed, sadly, but Idris Elba. And I was worried because everybody was like, oh, this is gonna sound so weird. And he was like, I don't need your power. And I was literally picking up my chair over my head. Like, I don't know where the strength came from. I hit my fan. I was like, let's go. Like, it was
Literally, he did so much research for that part. Like he looked at the Archie comics and the games and stuff like that, and I think he has a good idea of who Knuckles is. So I'm quite proud of him for that one.
yes. Not to mention Eggman, like Jim Carrey looks amazing in this movie.
He did such a good job with that role in the last one, and yeah, he's just running with it.
And the story, it's the actual from the trailer because I reserved biases,
Uh-huh.
but it looks like it's going to take liberties that will make it more believable in the origin of Knuckles and Sonic's first encounter with the Chaos Emeralds. So I'm like,
Right.
let's go.
I'm excited that they actually brought in a legit reference to Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
Yeah,
Yes.
Because the
the mean
coffee
bean.
shop
Yeah.
the guy was working in was called the Mean Bean, which means the coffee
Yes.
machines were his Mean Bean machines. And I was like, all right, I'm in. Like,
Yes. And I love his like second in command so much. He's like, he's back. And I'm just
yeah, that guy is pretty funny.
like, and there's a rumor that there is going to be a third one, and Amy Rose is gonna show up. I'm like, if you somehow manage to make me like Amy Rose, because I always stand by the fact that Sonic should not be with Amy Rose. But you know what?
I'm not that
It's his
concerned
Chi
about
Chi.
that.
So, but anyway, yeah. I'm just saying Shadow's got Rouge, Knuckle has that weird emu chick who shows up in 2 games, and Tails has Cream, even though we won't admit that. But anyway, there's like
Well, there's
everybody has
always
a better
Sonic
counterpart.
06, where he dated a
Nope.
woman.
Nope.
We don't
Nope.
talk about that, sir.
Does-
We don't mention
Doesn't
that.
exist. Anyway.
Moving on.
Oh, we all just blacked out. What happened? We lost the last 2 minutes of time. Oh Lord. So yeah, that was some fun stuff to kind of cover for that. Back to our normal stories. Darkhorse Comics has been acquired by the Embracers Group game company. This was kind of a weird surprise. Darkhorse Comics is the third largest U.S. Publisher of comics, of course, behind Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
But they had a couple statements for it. Dark Horse CEO Mike Richardson stated, quote, "I can't express the excitement I feel as Dark Horse moves into this new chapter in our history. The synergies that exist with the Embracer network of companies promises exciting new opportunities, not only for Dark Horse, but also for the creators and the and companies we work with." That is some marketing speak if I've ever heard any, and that's a man that has probably cashed a check. A nice check.
Sounds like he's about to retire and go to Cambodia or whatever it is.
Right. As soon as I hear synergies, I'm like, oh no. This is you're being made to say this at Checkpoint, aren't you, sir?
I don't even care.
We might get an Invincible video game out of this.
That would be kind of cool.
Is Dark Horse invincible though?
Yes. Maybe? Did they originally publish it?
I don't feel like it is.
No, that's Image, I think.
Yeah.
Image Comics is the one to do that.
I don't know why I thought Dark Horse published it. Never mind.
I really wanted to believe you, but then my skepticism was like, no, that's not.
Well, right. Dark Horse does stuff like Sin City. They used to do Star Wars. Marvel took it back over.
Yeah. Yay.
Dark Horse also did like the Aliens ones, which I think that's going to Marvel. Everything that Fox had is going to Marvel. Yeah. I don't know if because Walking Dead's no longer around. That was a different group.
Yeah, but they did. I thought they did Walking Dead.
I know they finished the comic series itself. They're probably going to have other ones coming around.
Yeah.
But the Embracer Group currently owns Gearbox Entertainment, the guys who do Borderlands and things like that, Koch Media, Saber Interactive, and THQ Nordic, just to name a few. So they're a big group of companies they purchased. The official statement from Embracer, quote, "Dark Horse's growing library includes over 300 compelling intellectual properties with a structure and proven ability to produce IP, partner with top creative talent, and create brands and global hits. Dark Horse is in a strong position in a market where entertainment content is in high demand. Additionally, there is untapped potential in creating games based on Dark Horse IP and substantial opportunity for synergies within the Embracer Group, both within the Dark Horse Comics and Dark Horse Entertainment." So we got synergy again. So
I hate it.
If I ever make a video game, we should just name the villain Synergy.
We really just need to merge our synergy.
I am Synergy. I'm here to mind the Synergon that will help power my Syneray.
Caleb, your synergy is really off with this adaptation, so I'm going to need you to take your cardboard box and make a smaller cardboard box, and then Mama Fish it, and then Baby Shark. Cool? Catch you next week.
Well, some of the comics that like Darkhorse would publish and work on um, actually included stuff like Hellboy. So I'm wondering how that's going to go. Like, are we going to get more Hellboy games? How are they going to expand that out?
I haven't played Hellboy since I was a lad.
It's such I love that movie, and that's a comic book movie I wish they would have made the third one. Like Hellboy 2 was almost perfect. If they just continued it and finished out that story, it would have been great.
I feel that. I also wish they
Um,
would have made Amazing Spider-Man 3.
yeah, that'd be nice, but we're not doing any spoilers here, so not everyone's seen it. So we'll go into that stuff. Dark Horse did some of the Sonic comics as well, apparently.
Yeah,
Oh.
not the good ones. But yeah.
They also do they do the stuff for The Witcher, God of War, Grendel, Apex Legends, surprisingly, Halo Infinite.
I think they just publish those instead of like I think the stories come from the actual like companies themselves. But they just publish.
Usually they have
distribute
some
them.
kind of creative control over that, though. So I wonder if they're making the stories with it.
I meant distribute instead of publish. I used the wrong word.
That's true. I don't know. I'm hoping some good stuff comes of this, but I always get concerned, especially like the third largest comic, publisher out there being bought up by another group.
At least it wasn't Tencent.
Seriously? Yeah. I mean, so Warner Brothers has DC, Disney has Marvel, and now this company has Dark Horse.
Dark
So
Horse, yeah.
everyone's just kind of grabbing all the marbles and seeing who's
and
got the
Amazon
biggest
has
bag.
Image. Don't forget. I'm pretty sure Amazon bought out Image. That's why
Did they
had
buy
this
Image
deal.
or they just license it?
I thought they bought it.
I have to look that up now. Who owns Image Comics?
So while he looks that up, how much money would Tencent have to take to buy you guys?
Not as much as I wish. Just to get that money in here. I'd work for them for cool million probably.
Oh wow, I was gonna say at least
I
like
really like my job, but
1.9 bill for me. Maybe I'm just like overselling myself.
I don't think they're
Like-
going to buy us for $1 billion. But I'll take $1 million. That'll never happen either. But why
Yeah,
not?
that's chump change to them, though. $1 billion is like whatever.
Yeah,
Right.
and I'll put it in my contract. I only work on days that end in Q.
Look, here's a blank check. 1 billion. All right, I'm set for life now.
Fact, there's no language in the world where the word day has a Q in it. So
There you go.
don't ask how I knew that, but
They
came
can
up for a
afford to make
discussion.
one.
True.
They can afford to make a whole language that has it.
We just made Najabi, and the word for day is literally the letter Q.
Lord. Apparently Image Comics is still I think they're still owned by the actual creators.
Okay.
So that's cool. It was Image that did the original run of Walking Dead.
Okay, gotcha.
Spawn, Savage Dragon, Witchblade, Walking Dead, Invincible, Saga, Jupiter's Legacy, and Kick-Ass.
Saga is so underrated, just saying.
Yeah, it is a good one. All right, so that's pretty much the news we have for this show. We'll go ahead and go into our roundtable discussion, which, as this is the last episode of the Zenspath 4-Button podcast for the year of 2021, we're going to talk about our Game of the Year choices and what runner-ups we have of that. So, Amon, since everyone seems to have talked over you today, I apologize. We're going to let you go first. So go for it.
Cool. My game of the year that I totally played would honestly, I'm gonna say Halo, only because Halo is the full. You know what? I'm not gonna say Halo because I did play another game, and Halo is my runner-up. But Tales of Arise would probably be my game of the year. I did play that.
Okay.
I completely forgot about that. I played that, and I played a little bit of Monster Hunter Rise, just a tiny little bit, but not enough to get like a real opinion of it. That was really good as well.
So good.
But Tales of Arise, I really like the story. I'm a huge Tales game of person. I love that. I played most of them. If the only ones I didn't play were the ones I couldn't get my hand over because they were like Japanese exclusives, and I'm not trying to backtrack that far. But I like the story. We had two main protagonists this time, and their story actually felt like, as my people know, I'm a weeb, so I love the anime. The game actually felt like anime quality storytelling. Like there was something going on, which no spoilers for that because you guys need to play it. Between the two characters that had good synergy and a good kind of
Really?
like rubbing energy as well against them. And then just seeing how the team builds, like how your squad builds and how you go through the story and what's actually happening overall was amazing and beautiful story. It looked great. I loved it. I was surprised Bandai Namco put this game out because it's Bandai, but it's also a Tales of game. And I waited on this game for 4 years. So totally worth it. Maybe I should have done my runner up before my big reveal, but uh and my runner up is Halo because I did play it, and also like Halo, just outside of a game perspective, brought back a lot of nostalgia from
Mm-hmm.
when I played Halo. The last Halo I played, I think, was Reach. So it was definitely simpler times. Didn't have taxes, didn't have a lot of dot problems, had a lot easier life than I currently have. But it is what it is because I was like, in high school or middle school. But it was such a fun experience reliving those times, just seeing the hype. It felt like Pokemon Go it came out again. Like because like all my friends were like, "Yo, we gotta get Halo because the multiplayer is free on PC." Except, unfortunately, my dear friend Caleb couldn't play because I don't know, he pissed off 343 one day in a tweet, and they
I
shadow banned
I
him
didn't even
from their
know they
server.
existed, so
I'm gonna have to come over there and help you figure this out because this is like, come
you
on,
won't
man.
be able to. It is an enigma. There's some
No,
kind of time
Caleb,
space
trust me,
warping.
and this is why I love doing this. Trust me, I'm an engineer, not a software
Yes.
engineer though. Um,
I mean, we tried to throw money at the problem. We were just gonna give him a new SD drive and see if we could put on that, but he didn't want it, so he repelled the SD. He said it was a cult. But anyway, so shout out to Halo, shout out to Tales of Rise. Those are my two.
okay. Caleb, you want to go next of what your game of the year or runner ups and then your game of the year or whichever way you want to
Yes.
do it?
No, I'm
Amon
gonna do
has
my
set the
runner
standard
ups. Yeah, I'm gonna do my runner ups and then my actual game of the year, which should be no
because we want to have
surprise to anyone.
synergy.
Synergy. uh my first runner up is Neo The World Ends With You. That kind of came out of nowhere for me. I played a little bit of the original, and the sequel just does everything, in my opinion, so much better. um
It's
I
one I
laughed
need to
out.
play.
Yeah, I laughed out loud a lot. In particular, one specific character. Uh, the other characters are they're okay, um, but just the gameplay was kind of weird to get into. But I was like, okay, I see it. There's a lot of potential there, and the music's really awesome. It's really fun. Um, and then my second runner up is Monster Hunter Stories 2. I literally became addicted to this game. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I'm just like, I need the perfect monster. I gotta go get the eggs. I gotta gather all the eggs of this specific type, and I gotta make this, I gotta buff up my monster. It's gonna be great. I gotta have this
Did you do it?
specific kind of Rathalos. Yeah, so I pretty much did it.
You didn't get too bad. You didn't destroy your marriage, so you're still
No,
okay.
yeah.
Did he? Just kidding.
I did. I played it a whole lot. The story was kind of, eh. It didn't make a whole lot of sense.
It's fair.
Gameplay wise, though, it's very fun. It's very Monster Hunter-y.
In all fairness, no one plays a Monster Hunter for the stories.
I mean, it's true. You are right.
Ironically,
Even though this is called stories, yeah.
I'm about to say, I guess you would for that one, for the stories one.
yeah, true.
For the other ones, it's all about killing them big monsters.
The direction they took with the story, like, at first you hear like, oh, that makes sense, and then you just meet the other characters from the previous game, and it's like, why are you not like 70 years old? Why are you still like 30? I don't understand how it. The time
We're young
wise,
from the power of love.
I just It's like, oh yes, you're Red's grandchild. You're like, oh, I must be an orphan. Who only has my grandfather? Oh wait, he's gone. Never mind. I'm a super orphan then. And then all the friends that the character you played in the last game come back, but they're still like 30. And I'm like, wait, how do I have a grandfather? What? It's just I can't think about it too much. I don't know why they decided to do that. It was terrible writing. But anyways, moving on to my actual game of the year, which surprises no one, is
Five Nights at
Metroid
Freddy.
Dread.
Five Nights of Dread? What?
I think
Metroid?
it said Call of Duty Vanguard is what I heard.
No, Metroid Dread. That's my game, my personal game of the year.
Okay, one more time. Call of Duty Vanguard.
So Metroid Dread
Battlefield?
is a game and developed by Mercury Steam and everything. And Mercury Steam brought their A game, and the music's okay, but the gameplay and the animation
Music is so good.
and no. Like to me, it didn't hit as much as previous titles, but it was still very good. So
You
don't
can
get me
be
wrong.
good and be subtle.
Yes. No. I'm not saying like anyway. I'm not taking anything away from the music. I love the music.
He's so mad at us at this point.
Anyways,
It's okay.
the animation, the portrayal of Samus, the story, everything was like
Did
tying
you say
together.
the portrayal or betrayal?
Portrayal.
Okay, I was like spoilers.
Anyways,
Oh, we'll let Caleb talk. Sorry.
it's just been like it has a legacy, right? We've waited so long for this specific time, like this specific when it takes place of Metroid, and we've been waiting for a Metroid game for like ever. And to just see like a 2D Metroid game come out on Switch like this, and it looks beautiful, and I love it. And honestly, I think it has definitely amplified my love of Metroid even more. Not that you could ever like comprehend my love of Metroid in the first
Question.
place. Yes.
I told you I would buy you a Metroid tattoo, but I don't think you love Metroid enough to get a tattoo. So I think I can comprehend your love. It's right below tattoo level.
Not wanting to get a tattoo
Just saying.
outweighs my love of Metroid. So
yeah, it's not. Yeah, okay.
That's
so
an
I just
unfair
wanted
one
to let
there,
you know, I
Amon.
could quantify that. Sorry.
What random
I have to
anime
give him crap
tattoos do you
because of what
have?
he did yesterday? None yet, but 100 incoming.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
eventually.
look like a high school diss.
You're gonna look like a walking coloring book.
Yes.
Goodness, I hope not. Like literally just today, I was listening to some Metroid music, and the Metroid Prime themes came up, and just made me think of like my first time playing through them. And I don't know, I got kind of emotional. Like I kind of want to play through all the Metroid games again now. So I think like Dread has definitely, for me personally, is just there's just so much to it, and I just feel so good about it and everything. And I probably will play through Dread at least once a year now.
Oh yeah. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I guess I'll finish this up with my game of the year choices. Which, if you listen to any of the Jump and Shoot podcasts, my actual choice won't be a surprise because Joey kind of put me under the gun and I had to make a call, and I publicly chose it there. But for my runner-ups, we'll start off. The first one I have listed is Metroid Dread itself. As you said, the game from Mercury Steam was absolutely fantastically done. I thought the sound and the actual atmosphere of it was beautifully done. It was subtle with nice touches. Didn't have to be bombastic at all times playing, but you get those motifs and hints of previous Metroid games in different parts as the story goes along. The animation touches are just unbelievably good.
So good.
I mean, everywhere from just how you're standing on off center ground, or whenever you're just like leaning up against things, or just all kinds of stuff. Even one little touch I had fun with, if you stand on a pressure tile with only 1 foot and it gets pressed down, only that one side of it will actually move. Like it's not just adjusting the entire model. It's just that leg. And it's just little touches like that were just absolutely just fantastic.
or the fact that you can go back and sequence break the game to get certain power ups early, and more specifically during the Kraid boss fight, you can get like 2 different ways to attack him. It's
Yeah.
like you
There's a
didn't need
couple
to do
different ways you
that.
can do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They give you every apparent way to kill Kraid. Like that's their focus. Like how many ways can we kill this giant dinosaur lizard thing? But it didn't quite make it for me. Like I really enjoyed it, but it didn't quite make it to the level with some of the other stuff to
That's
myself
fair.
personally.
I
Disappointed.
agree.
It's not fair. No, I call raid.
I agree.
Perfectly
100%.
fair.
No.
You're vindicated.
No.
Yes.
So the next runner-up I had that was on this list out of the 3 that I was really debating about is actually Forza Horizon 5. I have been playing this game since 4 days before it came out. Like I love the series to the point I bought the game, the digital collector's edition, to get it so I could play that 4 days early. I remember starting it right after, actually, it was right after the show that you and I first recorded on this version of the podcast, Amon.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, I'm done and all the editing is done and I can do other stuff. I'm going to buy Forza.
Yeah.
I can
That
play
was
a
my
game
birthday
tonight.
gift, by the way. A flawless podcast, so you could go and play Forza
It's
early.
such a
You're
good
welcome.
gift. I appreciate it. But I streamed that night as well and played it and just had a blast. Like the world and the detail has been so vibrant and so full of, other vehicles and the whole country of Mexico as you're running around and seeing all the favelas and, the music and the art and everything they have playing. It's just a really wonderful experience for that game. And I
Now,
even had fun with the story. Like I had some laughs with it for the way the radio hosts talk, the way your story plays out going through it. Like it just absolutely blew my mind. But
and correct.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No,
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Mhm.
I believe Forza Horizon 5 either won or definitely was one of the top contenders for the accessibility game of the year. Correct?
Yes. Because this one, there are so many ways you can do things. It also includes, and they even updated it to add more of this. You can get an on-screen sign language interpreter
Yes, I saw that. That
for
was
stuff.
crazy.
So they added that to all the cutscenes and things now too. So you can have the person show up and be doing sign language during these parts. Like it's nuts how much stuff they added for that.
I love that. Shout out to Forza.
Yeah, you can have it where the car is, like you can be in the offline mode and have it where it'll drive itself and you have to worry about steering, or you can have it run at a percentage of the speed. So your reaction time can be, adjustable to what you have if you have other disabilities in regards to that. I mean, there's so many things you can do for this game to customize it to yourself. It's great. So if we were talking about accessibility, yeah, Forza would be my game of the year in a heartbeat. But the game I actually chose for my personal game of the year for 2021 is Psychonauts 2. This was the game. It was like 15 years since the first one came out from Double Fine Productions. And I remember playing that one on the original Xbox back when that first came out. Played it, loved the story, thought the characters were absolutely hilarious. But it was just such a long time before we got a sequel. And this one, not only it's you guys have had something, or have you ever seen something that's over a decade you're waiting for, but when it comes out, it actually lived up to any possibility and actually surpassed any possibility of what you thought it would be. It was not a cash grab. It was not, just trying to get that name back out there. It felt like the story continued exactly where it left off. The actual characters, what you went through in it, the way they discussed everything, especially in regards to mental health, depression, family, loss, a lot of things I actually had to deal with this year. This game handled in such a unique and entertaining, but also meaningful way. And that, I think, connected for me in a way that, Metroid was exciting, but it didn't actually like gut punch me on an emotional level with the way
See,
Psychonauts 2 did. And
Psychonauts
that's what
2
matters.
Psychonauts 2 was your fruits baskets, Jeremy. Like Strange does not Caleb does not understand why I'm so attached to this one anime, and
I
like
never said I didn't understand. I
he
understand
basically said
fine.
that. But I'm glad that you thank you for saying those words, so I can use those words to further tell people how
I
I
don't
feel.
I don't know what fruit baskets
It's
It's
an
okay.
anime.
It's
are.
okay.
Okay.
It's okay. It's the
But
greatest anime ever made.
so they managed on this one, like I said, it's been like 15 years, and they make a joke where they're talking about like, oh, it feels like it's been, 15 years. And Raz, the character you play as, looks up and is like, no, it's only been 2 days, and like looks at the camera because it's technically only supposed to be 2 days since the first game.
Lord.
But they just did it in such a fun way. But they brought back like pretty much all the voice cast is back. Like the art style was kept, everything just continued. But a lot of what you're having to deal with involving Raz's family, um, prejudices of his parents, um, the loss of family members, talking about that, how people are having to deal with it, like PTSD, the gambling addiction, like all kinds of different addictions and other stuff that people are having to deal with. Nothing was taken as a direct joke. They treated everything with an actual level of respect and talking about how to get help, being able to talk to people and do a lot of these things. And that's a lesson I'm lucky enough to have had people around me that I can talk to and deal with a lot of this stuff where I'm not alone. Caleb, when my mom passed away, you were one of the ones I talked to, not in a, trying to figure out because your family was used to this stuff given their history. Um, what was their exact job? I don't want to say the wrong one.
They're funeral directors, basically.
Okay. But I came to you asking questions about like how that would go, what I needed to ask. And that was something that was very helpful to me in regards to that when my mom passed. And there's stuff like that in here, not to that exact degree, but just showing that, hey, people around you can help in many different ways.
Mm.
And that's a lot for a game to handle and still make you laugh like a freaking idiot because it's just ridiculously funny. So, yeah, that's why Psychonauts 2 I think is my game of the year. Why it actually ended up beating out Metroid and Forza. Metroid was close, but Forza is just because even I had to look at it and be like, man, even I'm gonna have to say no to Metroid. Dang it, I wanted one of these for so long, and I'm just like, nope, you got beat, fair and square. At least for me,
That's okay.
it won in
Yeah.
Caleb's heart.
Yeah. And that's that's what's most important is that your number one is your number one.
It morph ball bombed his way into his chest.
Like
Yes.
I'm sure Tales of Arise is probably very few people's game of the year, but
But it's
hey,
yours.
I
yeah.
was about to say, I mean, and we both lost to It Takes Two. So
Which
Right.
that was a good game too. That was a good game.
That was a great game. I want to go back and finish that. I started playing it with a friend of mine, and we have not finished it. And I'm gonna have to start it over, I think. But the beauty is, if I can just find somebody else that has an Xbox, I have that game, and as long as I own it, you guys get to play it. So we'll see.
Strange. You want to play Halo, and I get another game.
yeah, buy it.
Eh?
Okay.
Just get an Xbox. Do it.
It's okay. I'll ask your wife.
Just
Amanda lets me
Goodness.
buy all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, I bought a proton pack last month, so
Like for like a proton cannon or
like Ghostbusters proton pack.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
Cool.
I get it next year.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I don't have a significant other to stop me from buying a bunch of anime figures from Japan. So,
see, the problem with mine is not that she stops me. She's just like, yeah, I want all the statues lined up around the bedroom. So we're building shelves as we're building the room, and like all my Ninja Turtles and Transformers and all these other statues will be in there because she just thinks they look cool. And I'm like, I love you.
yeah.
I'm spoiled. All right. Well, I think this will wrap up our episode for our final episode of 2021. Amon, what you got?
Oh, now I was just saying peace. Happy
I
New
thought you
Year.
were like, look at me. I have something to say.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year, everybody. Thanks for listening to this podcast throughout the year and everything, and we appreciate you here.
Yeah. And once again, I appreciate you guys, Caleb, Amon, AJ, when he comes back on here. I'm sure Remy will be on here eventually, and then we'll have some other guests as well. But thank you guys again for doing the show with me.
Of
Yeah,
course, of course.
It's nice to
no
be able to
problem.
continue and do this with friends, which has been great.
Yeah.
So let's go around and find out where we can find you on the internet. Caleb, you want to go first?
Yes, you can look for me. Look on YouTube. That's Strangely Entertaining. Make sure to tell YouTube that yes, I am looking for this specific person, not these weird videos. Just saying. And then you can find me on Twitter at Strangely Int. And then you can find me on Twitch. That's twitch.tv / Strangely Entertaining, where I stream 7 p.m. Central Time on Tuesdays, Thursdays, possibly.
Okay. And Amon, where can we find you on the internet?
Mine is significantly shorter. You can find me. You can find me and my cohorts at Content Breaker. That's all one word, Content Breaker, on YouTube, where we do podcasts about all things anime and cartoons from a just variety of different animation and how we feel and talk about that. We got to have Jeremy on at some point to talk about some things that he's expressed. So look forward to that in 2022. And you can find my personal self at Static Dreads on Twitter, where I will be saying hot takes that aren't hot because they're the truth and yelling at people for spoiling Spider-Man because they are horrible, horrible people. Go watch Spider-Man. No Way Home.
Yeah, I absolutely loved watching Spider-Man. And on our way into the IMAX theater, a woman walking out was yelling out spoilers. I was so mad.
I would
Like,
have
we're not
fought
talking
her.
about like little spoilers. Like, she was yelling out how the scenes go.
I would have fought her. I would have told her how her
Yeah,
medical bill is
there would
about to
have been
go.
some drop kicking
I
involved.
was so angry. I was like, you
So
gotta be kidding me.
So I'm the exact opposite of that person. So I saw it with Caleb and some other friends, and we're outside of the theater, and we're like talking about it. And we're like, yeah. There's this guy who's just staring intently at us, like the movie just got out. He's just sitting here looking at me. And I'm talking, and he's like making faces. I was like, wait, have you all seen the movie yet? And the guy's like, no. I'm like, what the heck? So I just take us all, and we just walk away. And everybody's like, that's his fault for standing right there. I was like, yeah, but I don't want to be that person because then I have to hate myself.
Yeah, there may have been a reason they had to wait there.
There wasn't,
But
but
Yeah, there really wasn't.
So I've been your host, Jeremy Powers. You can find me at Zenspath, Zenspath, over on Twitter. And then also over at youtube.com/ZenspathCom. That's where I've been doing the moving forward video series where I'm recording the openings to games. And I also do kind of an extra quarter for that as well, getting extra footage, which I found one of the early demonstration DVDs for a Nintendo Wii. So I'm going to start recording some of the stuff from that. Those trailers are great. But it has the entire thing also in Spanish. So I'm going to break out and put it in a language I can't speak. Just so it's
4K.
out there. Yeah, 4K. I stream over at twitch.tv/Zenspath, which afterwards you see the recordings over on YouTube as well. So, all right. Well, that is it for 2021 for the Zenspath 4-Button podcast, as well as episode 56. And we are out.
Bye.
Peace. For those watching or for those listening, Amon's just waving.